Hey class, this is Gigi. This is exam 3 review question 3. It is an application of the squeeze or the sandwich theorem. Okay, the squeeze or the sandwich theorem says that if you have a function f of x and it is in between g of x and h of x, and that the limit as x goes to a of g of x is equal to the limit as x goes to a of h of x, which equals to some number L, then the limit as x goes to a of f of x is going to have to also be L. That's what the theorem says. Okay, so in this case, the question is telling you that it can be proven that our function right here, that is our f, is in between negative absolute value of x, which that would be the function g, and absolute value of x, and that would be the function h. Okay, so our job when using the sandwich or the squeeze theorem is to come up with the function g and the function h, where our function f of x is in between. Okay, now that's the hard part, but it is given for us in this problem. And what we want you to be able to do is use a graphing calculator to verify, in fact, that is true. So this right here is g of x equals to negative absolute value of x. That's the blue one. Okay, and then on top you have h of x equals to absolute value of x. And as we can see, in between negative 1 and 1 right here, with the exception as maybe at 0, right? That between here and here in that part of the domain, that our function f of x equals to x squared ln of x squared is in between the green and the blue. So in fact, this is true. Okay, now the next thing that we need to know in order to apply this sandwich or squeeze theorem, sandwich or squeeze theorem, that is what this is, we need to show condition number 2, which is the limit as x goes to 0 of negative absolute value of x. Well, that would be the blue, and that is, as you can see, the function when x goes to 0, the function is approaching 0. And also the limit as x goes to 0 of absolute value of x, which is the green, as x is approaching 0, the green function is approaching 0 as well. Okay, so condition number 2 is met. Therefore, we would say the sandwich theorem suggests that the limit as x goes to 0 of x squared ln of x squared is also going to be 0 because both of the conditions are met. So we can apply the theorem and say that that is true. So that is all we are doing in terms of the sandwich or the squeeze theorem, right? So typically our job, which is something that is a little bit difficult to come up with, is to come up with the g and the h where our function is in between. And we normally take a look at like the range, the restriction. So like if you have something that has to do with cosine or sine, you know sine and cosine are in between -1 and 1, and that's kind of how we built a function, h and g.